merchant of Syracuse. Wait no more. It hath in solemn synods been decreed by both the Syracusians and ourselves to admit no traffic between our best towns. Nay more, if any born at Ephesus be seen at any Syracusian man's affairs, again, if any Syracusian born be seen at the Bay of Ephesus, he died. His goods confiscated to the Duke, I suppose, unless 1,000 marks be levied to pay the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, did not amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet this is my comfort. When your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusian, say in brief the cause of why thou departed from thy native home and came here to Ephesus.
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable, and that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offense. I'll utter what my sorrows give me leave.
Oh, play.
In Syracuse was I born, and wed unto a woman happy but for me. And had not our hap been bad, with her I lived in joy. Our wealth increased with prosperous voyages I often made to Arizona. There had she not been long, but she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons. And, which was strange, the one so like the other as could not be distinguished but by name. There, excuse me. That very hour, in the selfsame inn, a mean woman was delivered of such a burden, male twins both alike. Those, for their parents were exceeding poor, I brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not meanly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. Unwilling, I agreed. Alas, too soon we came aboard. A league from Apidanum had we sailed, when the always wind-obeying deep gave doubtful warrant of immediate death. The sailors sought for safety by our boat. They left the ship, sinking right to us. My wife, more careful for the latter born, had fastened him onto a small spare mast. To him one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end of the mast. At length the sun, gazing upon the earth, dispersed those vapors that offended us, and by the benefit of his wished light, the seas waxed calm, and we discovered 2 ships from afar.
Ooh, wait.
Of Corinth that, of Abadars this. But ere they came, oh, let me say no more! Gather this sequel by that went before!
Nay, forward, old man. Do not break off so.
But ere the ships could beat by twice 5 leagues, when we were encountered by mighty rock. Rock! Our helpless ship was splitted in the midst, and in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to both of us something to delight in, something to sorrow for. Her part, poor soul, seeming as burden, was carried with more speed before the wind, and in our sight they three were taken up, bad fishermen of Corinth, as we thought. At length, another ship had seized on us, and, knowing whom it was their hap to save, gave healthful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishers of their prey, had not their bark been very slow of sail, and thus homeward did they bend their course. Thus have you heard me severed from my bliss.
That was just amazing.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate it full. What hath What hast befallen of them and thee till now?
My youngest boy, and yet my eldest care, at 18 years became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, so his case was like, reft of his brother, yet retained his name, might bear him in the quest and the company of him. 5 summers have I spent in farthest Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and, coasting homewards, came to Ephesus, hopeless to find, yet loath to leave unsought, or any place that harbors men. But here must end the story of my life, and happy were I in my timely death, if all my travels warned me they live.
Hapless Egeon, whom the fates have marked to bear the extremity of thy mishap. Now trust me, were it not against our laws, my soul would sue as advocate for thee. But I'll favor thee in what I can, merchant. I'll limit thee this day to seek thy life by beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus, beg thou, or borrow, to make up the sum, and live. If no, then thou art doomed to die. Jailer, take him to thy custody. Jailer! Take him to thy custody.
I will, my lord.
Hopeless and helpless doth Egeon wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless head.